Hi friends, now in the new episodes of my knowledge bank, today I am speaking on one of the modes which is very important for investment, public provident fund, which is mainly made for self-employed people. We all know that people who works in government or any private organizations where provident fund regulations are applicable, they are all members of contributory provident fund, which is managed by normally the government outfit. This contribution, when any employee makes, an equal contribution is made by employer, which makes a good amount of saving for an employee for his lifetime. When he is due to retire at the age of 58, he normally counts this kitty as corpus towards his retirement. To promote this scheme, the government has made it as EEE, which is exempt, exempt, exempt. When you contribute, it is exempt. Any interest which accrues on it is exempt. And when you get the money back to your bank account on retirement, it is exempt. Nothing could be a better investment than this for kind of a amount which can be done. Since it's one of the best investments, government has put a criteria that you can't contribute more than a specified percentage. Otherwise, given a choice, every employee would like to contribute maximum and maximum, which is not the intent. To promote a similar scheme for a self-employed, which is not covered by the provident fund schemes, the government has said that a scheme like public provident fund is available through banks and post offices, where the benefit of tax is limited to 1,50,000 amount. Hence, anybody and everybody who is a major above 18 years of age, who has an income, can contribute up to 1,50,000 rupees every year in the said account. Since it's a self-created account, there is no matching contribution which comes to that account. Now, one should know what are the features of such an account, which should be the first option in anyone's investment scheme, irrespective of whatever corpus he has. Number one, this scheme can be opened with any bank and any post office. Later on, it can be transferred from bank to post office or post office to bank. This scheme is for a 15-year period, which means once the account is opened, it has to continue for 15 years, except few conditions where it can be closed prior, like death of the account holder. Otherwise, it cannot be closed in 15 years. You can always extend after 15 years for every block of 5 years, which means from 15 it can go to 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, depending on the choice of the person who has contributed it. Interest on this said account is roughly around between 7.75 to 8%, and it's totally tax free. Now, next question comes, if you contribute to the said provident fund account, if you need the money in between, what happens? Does it get locked in? You'll be happy to note that after 3 years, the money can be withdrawn based on a certain criteria. That criteria depends on what is the balance lying in the bank prior to 3 years, 50% thereof can be withdrawn. All those things are available as such. Other than this, you can always withdraw for the medical needs, for other specified purposes, that can be done. I'm very happy to say that I always suggest to all my constituents, extended family, that they must have a public provident fund account for themselves and all family members, including their minor children. Yes, you have correctly understood, including the minor children. A person can have a public provident fund account in the name of the minor. Only thing is, the limit of 1,50,000 applies both of them together. Hence, one should not open account for the self but in the name of self and minor. You can take loans against the PPF account, hence it makes it liquid when you require. Therefore, it is in your interest to take the full benefit of this measurement given by the government, which is a long-term plan for you to create a good corpus by just contributing 100,000, 50,000, 1.5 lakh rupees per year. Assume if you save for 30 years, your corpus will be not less than 1 crore of rupees tax-free available to you when you retire at 58 years. You should consult your advisor, your chartered accountant, so that you are not caught unaware, and at the same time it is one of the best investments. Everyone should do it. Thank you.